So just to let you know, the room has two doors. The fancy door is the washroom and the less fancy but the wider door is the entrance. But let me actually start with this really tall cupboard on the right. This is custom built and it's a very basic ordinary design but pretty nice storage. Fun fact, initially just one half of this was meant to be built to keep the room spacious, but it felt very weird, like something too thin and erect in the corner. So we got the other half made and I think it looks normal now. Now at the bottom there are actually at the floor I have these 5 kg dumbbells which I haven't started lifting yet because they cause a lot of pain. But I also have my Hush Puppies canvas shoes which cause a lot of comfort. I really like these. Then there are 4 rectangular drawers and inside 3 of the 4 drawers there is just random stuff. This is the iPad 3, more than 8 years old. I don't use it anymore, but this is what I started making videos on. Then there are these pink LETV headphones that I got at an event back in 2016 in Bombay, although I've never really used them. In the other drawers there are some work-related files of my father, some umbrellas, some of my books and notebooks from when I was studying. But this drawer has just my stuff, like my wallet, a Lenovo power bank that I got at the K8 Note event more than 2 years ago. There are Moment lenses, a wide one that I use a lot and the macro one that I don't use at all. There is the original Apple wireless keyboard which I regret buying because it was an impulsive decision. There's also a 7-year-old but functioning iPhone 5 which in my opinion is the best designed iPhone of all time, with those rounded volume buttons and flat edges. And lastly the iPod, which is of course out of battery. It's the iPod Nano, I believe. I made a video on it. I'll leave it linked below. Anyways, upwards there is much more storage. Well, firstly, when you open the doors, the left door handle sort of bangs the wall every time I open it, no matter how gentle I am, which was definitely not thought about when all of this was being constructed. But inside, the first thing you might notice is the printer. And of course, just like every other printer, it has also broken a lot of times. But for this to be plugged in, there is a hole on the back side from where the wire comes out and goes and plugs into a socket somewhere down there. It's something very simple but very functional, obviously. But the rest of the stuff inside the Almirah is just the normal random stuff, like this pen box, another box containing wires and dongles, my camera bag, some more boxes within boxes, and on the upper floors there are some more files of my father. And on the topmost floor are some photo albums and my backpack on the right. That's the Air FitPack 2. It's a beautiful backpack with a lot of space inside it. It's very practical, very functional. I did a full what's in my bag video last year and I'll leave it linked below. I think you'll enjoy it. But that is pretty much the stuff inside the Almirah. One of the good things about the Almirah itself is that the doors and the drawers have self-closing hinges. So when you start to close them, the spring in the hinge at some point takes over and pulls the door or the drawer inside automatically. It's very convenient and I'm also pretty sure it's very common out there. But moving on, there is this woolen Rajai that had to go to the dry clean shop, but now it's just waiting for the virus to die. Beneath this is a bean bag that I wanted to fill up with air, but I could not. But when I will share it on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me there. And lastly, there is the box of the Asus Zephyrus laptop that I'm using right now. The box is extremely massive and pretty fancy, kind of replicating the laptop itself. But next to all of this is my bed. Yes, with a ply of wood, slightly broken because it's actually more than 20 years old. But this bed does have storage options underneath the mattress, which is very convenient and again helps in saving a lot of space. But a fun fact, I'm actually very tall for this bed, or this bed is just too tiny for me, so I sleep diagonally every night, although I still enjoy my sleep. Now, right in front of the bed is my workplace, the highlight of which is of course this custom-made flat piece of wood hinged into the wall. Although after using it for more than 3 months, I do feel this could have been much longer than it already is, but now it's just fixed into the wall. Anyways, on top is the main machine now. This is the massive 17-inch Zephyrus from Asus with RTX 2080 inside and a lot of other stuff to go with it, like this mouse which came with the laptop itself. If you're interested in this entire setup, I did a full video on it and I think it'll be great entertainment, especially in this lockdown time. However, one thing that I did not share in my desk tour is this little stool to the left, which has a piece of cloth that I use for dusting and also the power brick of the laptop because the wire is just too short. Also, yes, that's a dining table chair. I just use this and it works fine. Helps in saving money. Now, on the left side of the desk is the wardrobe, which is built inside the wall and hence again saves a lot of space. And it contains my clothes as well as my father's. I'm not very fond of clothes, but luckily we have the same size, so I don't need to buy extra. But there is other stuff too, like a yoga mat and some bags at the bottom and the woolen stuff at the top. But this is boring. Let's talk about my favorite thing in not only this room, but the entire house. Floor to ceiling windows. We even have these in the drawing room and they make all the difference. Firstly, of course, the view. Secondly, they let a lot of natural light and a lot of natural breeze inside because there is also a mesh door. In fact, the amount of natural light that enters the room during the day is so much that I don't need to switch on the one single tube light that I have in the room, which is awesome. The third benefit is that they save a lot of space because these are sliding doors, so they don't open inside or outside, which is pretty cool. I also think that the curtains really go well with this. They are basic in terms of design. They don't really have any pattern or flower or leaf design engraved. I'm not a fan of that. These are plain, that's how I like them, but they're still fairly expensive because of the fabric quality. They're really soft to touch and easy on the eyes. And I think that wraps up the room tour. I don't think it's luxurious overall. It's just the essential stuff, a lot of which is still pretty old and slightly damaged, like the broken wooden ply on the bed. And the split AC, which is almost 7 years old, and its wings do not unfold. So I've actually adjusted a pen cap in between, so now it's just back to normal. Even the stuff that is new has been custom built by a local carpenter to save up cost. Overall, it's way more space and just an incredible upgrade from the previous room in the previous place, which was very tiny, way more crowded, and very noisy in general due to it being right adjacent to the main road. This is inside and it's fairly quiet, especially now during the lockdown. But that's been it. I hope you enjoyed this tour and the video. Make sure to subscribe and turn on all the notifications, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.